The human called Leon stood at the edge of the crystalline ridge, looking out across the emerald plains where dusk painted long ribbons of violet light. He had served as a field technician for 3 cycles, repairing diplomatic outposts on the outer colonies. Most days were quiet and mechanical, but today had carried a strange weight in the air. It began when an alien woman had approached him near the outpost gates with a calm yet unreadable expression. Her name was Lyra, though many humans on the station called her the Silent One. Her species spoke softly and moved with a serene grace that made them appear gentle. To Leon, she resembled the still surface of a peaceful lake. He had assumed she was pure, sheltered, untouched by the chaos of the galaxy. When she invited him to her home, he had thought it was a polite gesture, in return for helping her repair her personal scanner earlier that day. He had not expected more than a simple thank you. Yet the invitation had held a spark he could not decipher. Lyra lived in a quiet region beyond the standard habitation dome, in a dwelling grown from living stone. The structure curved like a shell against the hill, its surface shimmering faintly. Under the twin moons, Leon followed her along the path, feeling unsure. The galaxy was vast and filled with worlds where misunderstandings could lead to disaster. Still, he had agreed to visit because he believed she meant no harm. Humans had a reputation now. Since the Great Reach campaign, humans were seen as fierce, proud, capable of overwhelming force. But Leon preferred to keep to himself. He liked machines more than people. Machines did not hide intention. Machines never surprised him. When Lyra opened the entrance to her home, warm silver light spilled out. The air inside carried a scent like soft rain. Not floral, not fruity, but something clean, like a memory of safety. She gestured for him to enter. He stepped inside, careful not to brush against the curved walls that pulsed faintly, as if alive. Her species cultivated their homes from bioformed minerals, shaping them over years. Everything inside felt harmonious. Smooth lines, gentle colors, balanced tones. The opposite of the cold metal halls he lived in. She moved ahead of him with measured steps. Her long silver hair flowed with her, motion catching the light in delicate beams. She wore a simple robe that shifted hue with her breath. Leon looked away more often than he looked at her. It felt respectful. He had promised himself he would treat every species with dignity. He believed cross-cultural respect was part of. The future humans needed to build. Lyra gestured to a circular seating structure that rose gently from the floor when she touched a panel. He sat, the seat adjusted to his shape, warm and surprisingly soft. Lyra sat across from him, and for a moment the room fell quiet. She studied him with eyes that carried depth like deep water. Her species communicated much through silence. Leon waited, unsure if she expected him to speak first. He tried a polite approach. "Thank you for inviting me," he said. "Your home is beautiful." She nodded slowly. Her voice, when it came, floated like wind over glass. "You helped me with my device. I wish to show gratitude." He relaxed slightly. Gratitude, he understood. Gratitude was simple. Then she leaned forward and placed a small crystalline object on the table between them. It glowed softly. Leon recognized it as a bonding shard. His pulse quickened. He had seen such shards used in their culture to signify trust. In rare cases, they symbolized deeper connection. He felt pressure settle behind his ribs. Maybe he had misunderstood her earlier. Maybe this invitation was more than polite. She watched his expression. "Does it disturb you?" she asked. "No," he said. "I just wish to understand." Understanding mattered more than nerves. Humans had spent decades proving they were more than the warriors everyone feared. To the older species, humans had been unpredictable fire. They destroyed threats. They survived against odds that should have crushed them. But in peace, humans learned diplomacy. They learned patience. Leon wanted to continue that legacy. Lyra lifted the shard gently. "When a person enters this home," she said, "I offer a piece of my truth. But truth must be shared." She extended the shard to him. He hesitated before accepting. The shard was warm. When he touched it, a thin ring of light spiraled around his fingers. The glow dimmed after a moment, leaving the shard dull and silent. He held it carefully. "What does it mean now?" he asked. "It means you have accepted what I will show," she answered. The words made his throat tighten. He had stepped into something bigger than a simple gesture. Yet she showed no sign of deceit, only calm expectation. She stood and motioned for him to follow. He rose slowly, unsure of what was waiting. She led him through a corridor that opened into a wide chamber. The walls glowed with faint patterns that shifted like slow waves. In the center of the chamber stood a platform where thin strands of light swirled upward. Lyra stepped into the light. The strands wrapped around her. They did not harm her. They shaped the air around her. When the glow spread across her form, Leon realized she was using a memory transpersion field. Her species used it for communion of experience, sharing truth, showing one's inner self. She lifted her hand. "Come," she said. Leon knew humans rarely participated in such rituals. The field revealed emotion, memory, vulnerability. Most humans disliked having their minds exposed even partially. But he held the shard. He had accepted her invitation. He stepped into the light. The air shifted, warm, soft. Then the room vanished. He stood in a vision of her past. But unlike the sharp memories humans saw in their own minds, her memories drifted like scenes painted with air. He saw her on a distant world, sitting alone on a cliff above a vast sea. He saw her training with elders who guided her in calm silence. He saw her walk through halls of crystalline towers where whispers of ancient songs echoed. Then the scene changed. He saw war, not human war, a war of her species against a rival clan. Her people did not fight with rage. They fought like flowing water, calm, determined. They moved through conflict with focused purpose. Lyra stood among them, young but strong, holding a shimmering staff. She fought to protect her home. Leon felt the emotion, not anger, not hatred, only resolve and sorrow. A deep sorrow carried quietly, like a song that never ended. The memory shifted again. He saw her arrive at the outpost where they now lived. She walked among humans for the first time. She observed them from a distance. She listened to their stories. She saw their strength, their passion, their fierce loyalty. She had once thought, humans dangerous, but over time she had grown curious. Then one scene stood out. She saw herself watching Leon repair a broken terminal near the docking bay. He worked with focus, precision, and patience. She had approached him that day, not because he was the closest human, but because she had watched him for weeks. She believed he carried a spirit of clarity. She believed he could understand her. The memory dissolved. The chamber returned. As strands of light faded, Leon stood motionless. Lyra watched him with eyes that held no fear. "You showed me more than I expected," he said quietly. "You think I am pure," she said, "untouched by conflict, untouched by purpose. But purity is not peace. Purity is experience carried with clarity." He understood. She was not fragile. She was not sheltered. She had simply learned to move through life with calm strength. Her invitation had not been romantic or suggestive. It had been an offering of truth, a request for mutual understanding. "You saw my memories," she said. "Now I wish to understand yours." Leon felt a twist in his chest. His past was not peaceful. Humans had endured hardship. He had seen the aftermath of battles. He had lost friends. He had lived through the weight of expectations placed on his species. He feared his memories would disturb her. But she waited. With steady patience, he closed his eyes and allowed the shard to connect. The chamber shifted again. This time his memories filled the light. He saw Earth, blue oceans under golden sunlight, cities rising with steel towers. He saw the academy, where he trained as a technician. He saw his first off-world assignment, where he saved a failing power core during a crisis. He saw moments of danger, moments of courage, moments of loneliness. But woven through it all was a human spirit shaped by resilience. He never backed down from challenge. He never abandoned anyone in need. Lyra watched with calm acceptance. She saw a human who understood responsibility and compassion, a human willing to carry burden without resentment. When the field dissolved a second time, the two stood in quiet understanding. Lyra placed her hand on the shard. It glowed faintly once more. "Now the truth is balanced," she said. He felt lighter, clearer. He had expected confusion. He had expected awkwardness. Instead, he felt grounded. She stepped closer. Not romantic, not suggestive, simply respectful. "Humans move with fire," she said. "My people move with water. Fire and water do not destroy each other. They shape each other." Leon nodded. "Then what do you want from me now?" he asked. "Connection," she said. "Not ownership, not ritual bonding. Only connection. A shared path in small steps." It was a request he could accept. He respected her strength. She respected his humanity. It was enough. Lyra smiled, a small expression, yet full of meaning. She guided him back to the main room. A low table rose from the floor. She placed 2 cups upon it. The drink inside shimmered like liquid dawn. He sat across from her. They shared the drink in quiet peace. Outside, the twin moons rose high, casting pale silver light across.